Assalomu alaykum. Ilhom aka yana bir marta. Bugun o'sha Amerika bozori investment bo'yicha gaplashamiz. Ilhom akaning takliflari bo'yicha ingliz tilida davom ettiradigan bo'ldik. So today we will speak about the US market, the startups, investors in the US market. So Ilhom aka, can you give some introduction about yourself to our guests?
Yeah. So my name is Ilhom. I'm originally from Uzbekistan, from Samarkand, but spent most of my life in Tashkent. I'm an ex-founder and operator with 20 years of experience in GTM and B2B sales. I have built my first startup in 2013 in Uzbekistan. It was called Pick Your Sell, a platform for social referral marketing. In 2013, there was no startup garage. There were no venture capital in Uzbekistan and incubation or acceleration programs. So I had to go to US to spend almost a year in Cambridge Innovation Center to see what is the startup life, how you talk to founders, how you talk to venture, how you pivot, how you learn when to pivot. So that was my first experience with the startups. And yet during all of my life, and that in this or that time, I'm coming back to startups, spending more time as a founder, and now turning into the venture capital.
Good. Thank you for the information. Can you give the same information about the education also? So where did you study in Tashkent?
In the US? In Uzbekistan. Yeah, I started at the Samarkand State Institute of Foreign Languages. So I did my bachelor's in linguistics. Yeah, and then I moved to Tashkent.
It's very good. So you started your career in 2013 as a founder.
As a founder, and I started my career in 2006 in B2B sales in agriculture, and then transformed into the founder.
So now that's why you have the startup for the agriculture sector, as I saw in the.
Yes, I have this is a very small, very niche, lightweight SaaS for. I think more for the fertilizer distributors. It's called AgriTrials, and it came from my own personal pain of doing a number of field trials and greenhouse trials when you have to track lots of data and write all the information about the height of the plant, number of flowers, number of fruits, color of flowers, color of fruits, number of pests, diseases, etc., etc. You have to track a lot of information, which is usually scared between the phones, the people, the notebooks. So this is a very niche light software to track all the field data information, and the AI helps you to generate a report in one click that you can use as the promotional product for your product, promotional material for your product, basically.
And helps to make the decisions also based on the report.
Yes. It basically gives you the visual information if the product worked in compared to the non-treated cultures. What was the result, and you can see if the product is good enough or not.
It's very good. Thank you for the information. So let's start talking about the US market, US lifestyle, US startup ecosystem. So you have enough experience about the US because, as we know, the US is the biggest market in the global. So if you can do some startup in the US, so you can do it in any other country also. So okay, just give us some information about the US market. So then we will move to the Central Asian startups which are working in the US market.
Yeah, great. So you're totally right. US startup market is very big, and every team from all regions are trying to enter the ecosystem to be presented here. In terms of venture capital, I can tell you that in 2025, 64% of all venture capital was based in the US. So all the 64% of all venture investments are made in the United States in 2025. So this is a huge market. The startup ecosystem is very interesting here. It's super diverse. You can find the accelerators or the communities specifically for any industry that you are interested in. Like you have the niche accelerators for agriculture. You have niche accelerators for fintech. So this is a huge support for the for the founders, that gives you an opportunity to be involved in the particular communities or organizations and develop your project.
Good. So, is is there any opportunity for us, let's say for Uzbekistan or Kazakhstan, which are the most powerful within the Central Asia now, compared to the other neighbor countries? So they are moving to the US, not only the US, so we're moving to the UK, Europe also, but mostly the founders want to go to the US market. I think you are following our startups also, which are doing in Uzbekistan. So I followed you in the LinkedIn. I saw, so you are very active in the LinkedIn, and we have more than mutual connects also. So our Uzbek guys also following you and seeing the news about the US market. So you're giving the information. So let's speak about our founders. So what do you think is, do we have any opportunity to go to the US market, or not enough knowledge maybe now for our founders, what they need to do to go to the US or to the abroad?
Well, this is a good question, and I want to say that I see a lot of opportunities for the Central Asian startups and for Uzbekistan startups in particular. I talk a lot with the founders right now. I spend my days between talking with the founders and building the relationship with the startup communities in the US. So I can tell you that we definitely have a lot of opportunities to come to build in the United States. The example of Hicksfield, the startup from the Kazakhstan, showed that Central Asia has more than enough opportunity to build unicorns in 3 years. So I think this is the best time right now for the Central Asian and Uzbekistan teams, particularly, start building, especially for the United States market. Just to give you some more context, right now I'm going through the educational program called Venture Institute, and my end goal is to build a boutique venture firm that will be focusing solely for Central Asian startups building for the US market. So that's why I'm talking a lot with the founders right now, looking to the pitches, receive many pitches a day, and trying to go through it and advise founders of where to shift, where to change the information in their decks or in their strategies. But what I want to say, I see a lot of teams are building AI-related products, and there is an interesting shift that is happening right now with the startup ecosystem. So it's not enough to have AI in your product. It's not enough to call you AI-enabled startup. You have to use a more deeper technologies. So it's not enough to just wrap something into AI and say that you are a startup, because the competition is that high and the investors are not interested in such products. I think that what we have to do is, we as the community, as the Central Asian startup community, is we have to start building more deeper technology, more deeper projects for the US market. I can tell you that I talked with the Kamola. She's the founder of LeaderVec startup, and this is an amazing project. It is a medtech startup. She's building it here in the US, and I think this is the only medtech and especially femtech startup from Uzbekistan that I know. So I think that we have to build more companies in this direction, in these industries, to compete with other teams in the US.
I know, I think the Kamola. So I think she did her startup in the US.
Yes.
Yeah, she studied in the US, she lived in the US, and she had the US mindset. That's why I think she did more successful. But we are in Uzbekistan now. So our all founders are in Uzbekistan. But we know that some startups very successful. They didn't know that whether they did the startup, they did the product, they sold it. Now the startup ecosystem is improving in Uzbekistan. We have around 10 venture funds. Venture capitalists is also available now in Uzbekistan. Now this startup ecosystem is improving. Now the angel clubs are opening. Now we have the money, I think. But for our founders, what kind of the startups they need to do, in which sphere? I mean, so about the medtech, we are doing some startups. Maybe we can scale. So as you said, so they're using the AI as a help, but they are doing their own startups. So they based on their own idea. So, but we have the fintech also here in Uzbekistan. Fintech is more popular, I think.
Yeah.
Then we have the SaaS projects also. ERP solutions are also popular. If you know, the KPI.com also available in Uzbekistan, which I work it. I worked there 8 years, and we sold this software in UAE in Saudi market. We
Yeah.
couldn't solve the US market. There was some time zone issues.
Yeah.
Keeping the team is also expensive in 2 time zones. That's why we moved to the UAE and Saudi. That were more easier market. So that's why also we are doing some target to those markets also. So compared to this Saudi UAE market, so for the US, what kind of startups we need to do?
Okay, so I can just provide you some information on the 2025. So I just mark it for myself here to be able to tell you in details. So 50% of all the startups in 2025 in the US were AI startups. And the second biggest niche is health tech. 71.7 billion of investments in 2025 were attracted to the healthcare startups. And this industry is very big, and it is less automated than any other industries right now. So I think that healthcare startups will be very attractive for the US market, and the fintech as well. Fintech is on the third place right now with 52 billion investments in 2025 in the US only. So I think that health tech and fintech is the direction where startups need to look. But also my personal interest is agtech. I think that we have a lot of potential in Uzbekistan to build very good agriculture startups. And I know only few of them. I know only, I think one of the best that I know is Grows. This is a very big startup. It's not a big, it's a big platform. It's a small startup, but it's a big platform. And I think they have a lot of potential to develop it into the huge project that will be like not only Uzbekistan, but Central Asian centered.
It's very, very good. So for the health tech and agricultural tech, you mean, so we need to focus. I know. So in our, among these 305 startups which are in the startup guide, there is no, I think, the agricultural one. We have some health tech, but we don't have the agricultural tech solutions in our portfolio. So what about the investors? So what they are asking? So here in Uzbekistan, so we are asking the pitch decks. We are just doing some research about the founder because our community is not big, so we can easily do the research and get some information about the founder in Uzbekistan. But in America, I think it's a bit difficult about the founders.
Yeah, so based on my experience with the negotiations, with talks with different venture capital companies, venture capital firms, they always want to enter any particular market with the partner from inside the market. So if a VC wants to invest in Central Asia, they will be looking for some VC inside Central Asia to co-invest together, because it's hard to do a due diligence on the founder or on the team being here in the US. So this is the one thing. So that the startup, the VCs from the US are trying to find the partners inside of the region to co-invest together. I can tell you that there are several VCs that are immigrant-oriented. For example, Geek Ventures. This is a New York-based VC that is investing only in immigrant startups, and sometimes on the future immigrant startups. So if the founders are from like Uzbekistan or I don't know, from any other country, but they want to move to US and continue building the project in the US, they can invest in such companies as well. And very interesting VC is called Unshackled Ventures. They not only invest only in the immigrants, but they also help founders to get the immigrant visa, to obtain the visas to come and build in the US. So this is just two interesting things about the VCs that are solely targeting migrants and I think that that founders from Central Asia can contact this VCs. What VCs are looking for is the deck and the traction. So not only the beautiful deck, but the traction. They want to know how many clients do you have, how many paid clients do you have. If you don't have paid clients, how many lawyers do you have? Letters of intent did you sign? If it is B2B startup, if it is B2C, how many clients did you have on day 1, and how many clients do you have on day 50, for example? So what is the churn rate? So it's not enough to have the beautiful pitch. It's more about the numbers and exact numbers. If you do the revenue, what is your revenue? If you gain clients, how many do you gain, and how many stay with you? This is the most important thing that VCs are looking for.
Okay, thank you for this information. Also, we are also asking about the revenue, but in Uzbekistan now, most founders, they don't have the traction yet, but we are giving the money up to 20,000. If you heard about it, for the MVP stage, also we are paying. So we know that 70-80% of them will not go up to success, but we are supporting them. One more question I have. So here in Uzbekistan, we are doing the valuation. Just basic valuation. Mostly the venture funds are doing this valuation. So if you have around 10,000 of the traction, so in 1 year, ARR will be around 100,000. So we are doing the valuation about 1 million, from 1 million up to $2 million. How the US is doing this calculation?
Yeah, so it's really different based on the industry. The edtech has several different valuation system and different coefficient like X2, X5, X3. Fintech is different. So, but basically, what I see happening right now is the valuations are crazy in the US, and I think sometimes the numbers are just coming from nowhere.
Nowhere.
Yeah, from nowhere. I don't know.
There is no formula. There is no formula for that.
There is no formula. Well, the best thing that some funds are doing, they just search the similar projects that already exist and see on their evaluations, and they say, okay, so it will be similar. It will be same.
Okay. Did you do also some investments to some projects from Uzbekistan?
I'm looking for several projects, and I think of making an investment, but I didn't invest it at this time yet. But I'm looking for several startups. I think I cannot name them. They asked me to not be public about their rounds, but I'm looking for.
In which sphere they are? What kind of startups are you interested in?
Deep tech.
Deep tech.
Yeah.
It's good. So you're speaking with our founders now?
Yes. I speak with the founders on daily basis. I speak on the founders, both for Central Asian founders that are already in the US and Uzbek founders that are still in Uzbekistan. I speak with them, have lots of emails receive, decks receive, and I try to talk with as many as possible to see the projects, to understand what they are doing, and probably I'm not the the person who can give advices or like knows everything, but sometimes I try to shift the focus to some other direction. Maybe if I see that the founder is going not into the right direction, what I think.
Good. Thank you. Rahmat aka. O'zbek tilida savollar beray sizga. Qiynalsangiz ham, balki tushunmaydiganlarimiz bordir, YouTube'ga qo'yamiz. Xo'p, investorlar bo'yicha gaplashdik. Investorlarning asosiy traction deyapsiz. Baribir bu Amerika-ku. Amerika uchun startap biz O'zbekistonda qilib turib, masalan, bizda bor, tractionlari bor hozir ham. Ularni Amerikaga yo'naltirsak agar, marketingga yordam berishimiz mumkin, kichkina PR-lar qilib berishimiz mumkin. Yana nima qilib bersak ularga yaxshiroq? Masalan, biz vizalarda ham yordamlashyapmiz. Masalan, Silk Roadlar bilan gaplashib, hech bo'lmasa TechCrunchlarga yuborishga harakat qilyapmizda. Ko'rsin, community qanaqa bo'lishini ko'rsin, odamlarning ichida yurishni ko'rsin. Faqat chiqib siz aytgandek pitchdek qilish emas, bizda pitcherlar ham juda ko'p. Shu anaqada biz yana nima yordam beraylik bu startaperlarga faqat Amerikaga emas, masalan umuman globalga chiqishi uchun?
Misol eng yaxshi narsa bo'ladi, ingliz tilida aytaman, o'zbek tilida. I think that one very good thing that particular startup garage can do is to build a good relationships with business industries in US or in any other country, and then help just connect the startups to the business industries. It is more than investment that is needed for startups. Investment is one thing. The first check is very good, but if you can connect the startup to their first client, that will be like a huge support for the startup. So I think that building the relationships with the diasporas or with just businesses, industries in US, for example, there is a startup accelerator called AQSh in the US, in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. They focus only on agriculture startups, and they have acceleration program, and they do also investment. So they have venture fund and acceleration program. But they are built from the farmers. So this is a huge community of farmers. That's why they focus on the agriculture startups, because they can help you with the farmers, with the trials, with the land, with everything to develop your startup, your project. So if you can build the relationship with this industry leaders in any sector, and then connect your startups with such industry leaders or with such industry collectives, that will be of the best support that you can do for your startups.
So we are doing this in Uzbekistan, what we will try to in the US market also, but we have the networks here in Uzbekistan, so we are just doing some helping them to connect with the industry experts in the medtech or farm tech or in the fintech. So we have the good relationship with the banks also. Plus we are giving them some opportunities to sell their products to some of the bank clients. So we are doing some connections here in Uzbekistan, but it's very difficult in the US. So we will take into account this also.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm just building a very good relationship right now with one collective called Pulse AI New York. They're gathering basically the students from different universities in the US, Columbia University, NYU, etc., etc. And they're focusing on doing hackathons. They do like several hackathons a month. But how they do it? They work with the industries. For instance, a couple of weeks ago, they had a hackathon, and the judges at the hackathon was the industry professionals. It was the health tech people that owned several health clinics, and they had particular problem. So the hackathon was focused to solving the problem of the concrete industry, of the concrete business. So the people, the teams who won the hackathon, they had their first client right away. This is the huge thing to do. When you
so they sold their software during the hackathon.
So they provided the best decision during the hackathon, and they had the opportunity to go on and work with this chain of clinics and solve their problem. And it's up to them if they can make it happen. But they have the direct contact with their first client that is interested in particular solution for his pain. This is how it can happen.
And this is also a good idea. So we're not doing in Uzbekistan this also. So we're doing the hackathons, but not for the special niche. So we're doing the hackathons for everyone, but not for some people in the industry. So you said the good point. So we will work on it. So maybe I will ask you. So the LinkedIn if you need some suggestions.
Sure. We talked with them, by the way, on some possibilities of making, I don't know, cross-cultural hackathon. Maybe the teams from Uzbekistan could participate in their hackathons online, and see if their solution will meet the needs of the client, or if they can provide the best solution to solve the pain of particular customer. So that would be also a good partnership cooperation between two countries.
Thank you. So I have one more question about the US market. Is there some standards for some kind of the startups? Like in Uzbekistan, as you said, in the health tech, we need to get some licenses from the government. to work in. We have the one startup called the Davo Delivery, if you saw in the LinkedIn. So we are delivering the pharmacy products to the people. So we are doing
Yes.
we're delivering that. This also I'm doing this startup. So
Oh, wow.
I'm in. So we have some difficulties now with the government, but we are trying to solve. So they are speaking with us, they are helping. So we have some regulations also for some of the regulations. So we need to work, but we're delivering. So we did the aggregator. So we don't have any pharmacy stores. We don't have the delivery. So we are the only the aggregator. So we are sitting in the middle, getting the orders and distributing and dispatching. So for about the US market, so in the fintech or the health tech or agricultural tech or some other deep tech, so do we have do they have some standards to enter the market? So we need to work with their government or
Yeah, especially if you talk about the health tech, so anything that needs FDA approval, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of investment, financial and regulations. So yeah, there are things that need to be considered if you are trying to enter or trying to start building for the health tech. You have to consider the FDA regulations here in the US.
Good. And in Uzbekistan now, we are promoting some startups like the microsas. Do you know about this? So some small startups. So one of our guys called Abdullah, he did this kind of the startups. Now he got the investment and doing the only one startup. But before he was working with microsas, he did some exits also. So the small apps which does only one thing. So what do you think? So can we enter with this kind of the startups also, which we can build in 3 days, 4 days, maybe in 1 week?
I saw a lot of this happening in 2025 when there was so-called unwrapped startups. You have like big projects that do 25 things, and then there are one startup that takes only one thing out of this and do it, because sometimes it is very good work for B2C as well, because some users, they don't need 25 features that some startup has. They need only one feature, and there are potential for this startups to take one feature that is needed for like this amount of customers and do the one product that only solves this thing. That's it, and it worked very good here in the US.
We did one startup called legalvalidate.ai. So we did in 2-3 days, I think. So one of our intern guy did it. We didn't know about the market. Now we are receiving up to $15 every day. This you will attach one contract document. So AI will analyze you from the 8 points. So that's why we're just promoting that also, because it's easy. So student also can do. They will write only the prompt with AI.
Yeah.
If we do the 10-15 people of the team, so we're just promoting, we're giving the ownership also, not getting it within the startup garage. So they don't have the idea, so we are giving the idea and asking them to do. So we can enter with this kind of the startups also to the US market. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely. There was a startup, I can't remember the name, something like myinvoice.com or something like that. They basically, you upload your invoice and it takes the data from the file and just enters it into the Excel. That's it. And they do like, I don't know, 300,000 a month or something like that.
Yes, you're right. So there is the one website called trustmrr.com. If someone here in the chat, so they can also see. So that's approved monthly MRRs. So there also you can get the lists also this kind of the startups. So you can see there's some startups getting around $500,000 per month. Products, I mean. So these micro products.
Yeah. So definitely there is place for the startups as well, and you don't need a lot of US presence to do it. You can do it from Uzbekistan, sitting in Tashkent and building for the US market. Maybe one more thing that will be interesting for founders in Uzbekistan. There is one. It's not a rule, but I hear it a lot among the VCs that when you raise your first check or like your second check, 1/3 of this money have to be spent on the marketing. So this is what VCs are looking for here right now. So it means that you have to take care not only about the building the product, but also the promoting your product. So doing the marketing things, and yeah. So be ready to spend 1/3 of your received investment for the marketing if you want to.
Yes. Because marketing is very important. Because we're seeing that some products which are not good enough compared to some existing products, but they are selling in Uzbekistan. So based on the marketing, based on the founder view, so they can sell it. So I think the sellers, as you work it also in the B2B sales, I also work it in the B2B. We sold the KPI, so I know about it. So when we were in the Dubai, so one of our customers said so that our product is not good, but we are doing the good support.
Yeah. Makes sense.
This kind of the startups also available in Uzbekistan. So my questions are finished. So if you have some suggestions about the startup ecosystem, or if you have some notes which I didn't ask, so you can tell us.
Yeah, I think that I really love how the startup ecosystem in Central Asia and in Uzbekistan in particular is developing right now. So many teams, so many traction among the ecosystem, so many people involved, and it's great that this is happening right now. And I encourage all builders, all founders to start building, to continue building. And if you are thinking about entering the US market, start building for the US market from day one. Don't wait to get the 1 million revenue in Central Asia and then thinking about the US market. If you decide that you want to build for the US market, start doing it from day one. It takes a lot of time to enter this market, and you will see if you have to shift, if you have to switch, if you have to pivot. Just start doing it right away.
Thank you. Rahmat Ilhom aka.
Rahmat.
Insightlar berdingiz. Yana gaplashamiz. Amerikaga borganimda ham nasib bo'lsa. Rahmat katta. Biron biz tomondan yordam kerak bo'lsa doim tayyormiz. Kollaboratsiya qilishga yoki startapni yetkazib berishga ham tayyormiz. Agar sizda yaxshi community bo'lsa yoki connectionlar bo'lsa, biz list qilib beramiz. Bu ko'rib chiqsangiz bo'ladi.
Обязательно qilamiz. Sizga yozaman. Rahmat kattakon.
Xursandmiz aka.
Rahmat.